Go live. Come on. Okay, that's going live. Now we go to intro with sound. There we are. We're live.
What's up, everyone?
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Friday, everybody.
So, with us back here, we got our new guest, Shmi.
If you guys don't know who that is, look him up on Captain Hook. Shmi. S-M-H-E-E. Shmi. Captain Hook, Shmi, the character. Looks just, I mean, people on YouTube are all telling everybody, it looks like Shmi from Captain Hook. So funny. So tonight's drinking word is Shmi. S-H-M-E-E. That's it. What's up, Raheem? Happy Friday. Okay. So now we've got the Tracy update. We've got the word of the word of the night out. Anything else we got to do before we go on to the Tracy update?
No, go for it. I mean, we could wait a few minutes, let everyone start.
Well, let's see how many people we got because people join on. All right, we're up to 106. All right, that's pretty good. 107.
So I stopped working and come over here, right?
You stopped working?
Yeah.
No, you got to work at 5 o'clock. Then the rest at 3:30. Okay, so the rest of your day is eating bonbons, watching TV.
Working on the babies, right?
At your new house. You don't work over there. See, the difference is I got all these houses and I did all this stuff and I had my boys helping me. But we got work done. You're over there with your new house. You're by yourself. And then you're trying to get work done. And then I'm calling you, get over here for the live stream. How's that working for you?
It's peaceful.
Oh, that hit me right here. I was going to even ask and offer, do you need us to show up over there and get things done for you?
Well, I kind of just take a little bit at a time. Like last night, I was mudding all the walls. Last night, the night before, I was mudding all the walls. And because whoever did the drywall in that house, just this room was god awful. Like you could do right next to the door where you only had like a 12-inch or a 10-inch strip. You couldn't get a normal drywall blade in there. So they basically just gobbled it on and they painted it. They didn't sand it. They didn't do nothing.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then right where you like take your big blade with dry mud and you go over the wall and you leave all them little tiny air bubbles in it. They didn't sand that. They painted right over it.
Well, you got to sand it, then you got to fill them in.
Yeah. So
like a fourth coat.
So I've been going back, fixing all of that crap, making it smooth. I got the first coat on all the walls, and I went back and sanded it.
Are you talking one room or like the whole basement?
Just the baby room.
Just the baby room, one room. Yeah. Okay.
So I went back and got the whole first coat of mud basically on the walls again. Sanded it. Now I'm going to go back and do a second coat.
Did you hang a tarp in each doorway so that dust did not head into the rest of your house?
I got doors. I just shut the doors.
Okay. Because I'm telling you, when they did the Tracy's bathroom and then I sanded it and all that stuff, it got out to the kitchen. It got out to the laundry room. It got everywhere. There was white dust everywhere.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Terrible. Then we built the crib today.
Oh, nice.
Got it all set up, figured out what size crib mattress we needed and whatnot.
Did you get the extra thick princess mattress? Because it's a little girl now. It's not a boy.
So having her actually add it to the registry tonight. So just gonna put.
Okay, I bought Tracy a little 3-inch memory foam mattress. It was like $70 to add underneath her mattress that blows up different compartments. That way, when the problem was when the center compartment wasn't blown up, she would go down and actually touch the metal framing.
Yeah.
So I put this under her mattress. You can get that because it's a single mattress, your crib, right?
Yeah.
You can get that for $60, $70 and put her a nice, memory foam mattress under there.
Pretty much got everything figured out for that, so I'm just having her pick out the mattress and put it on the registry because we're not going to use the crib until 2 years from now.
2 years?
Yeah.
No. No. You're gonna,
Year and a half. You start you.
No, way earlier than that.
I mean, it depends on the baby, honestly.
This is why the crib has rails that come up and you lock the child in like a prison cell. You put the baby in there, it can't come to no harm.
What do you think? They start crawling at 9 months. I mean, depending on the baby, could walk anywhere from.
We tried having you kids in the bed with us, but I'm telling you, after a few months, you're in the crib.
We'll see. But yeah, got the crib built and all that.
Yeah, by 2 she'll be in a big girl bed.
This is a convertible crib, so it goes from toddler size and then down to it converts into a day bed.
A day bed?
To
You
a
mean the
toddler
skate
bed.
bed where they can get out and go around the house?
Yeah. And then the last one you can convert it into a full bed, to where the crib is actually the.
See, when I had you kids, I was thinking we don't need it to be converted to lesser and lesser. We needed more and more as you got older. We needed more security. Like by the time they're 6 months, we need a cage over the top. By the time they're 9 months, we need a lock on the door. These kids were heathens. These kids were hell on wheels. These boys were up and running, gone, just boom.
So yeah, we shall see. It all depends.
Okay, let's get on to the Tracy update, and we can go back to all that. Because Tracy update's always at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Tracy's done great this week. Her wound on her heel has pretty much almost lessened by double in size. It was the whole size of her heel and a big red pad. Now it's down to about half of her heel, and it's a thick, like callus. Looks like you could peel it off. Of course, we can't, but I mean, it's healing. It's healing good. We're keeping it in the air, suspended in the air by pillows on her feet to her heels not touching the ground. I don't understand how the hospitals can't do this. This is so simple. I mean, I'm not Dr. Price over here, but I'm keeping her foot to where it's not being damaged. She's never got a bed sore here at home. She's gotten a bed sore every time she went to the hospital. So, shame on these doctors, shame on these nurses. They should be better than this, period. I'm better than this, and I didn't go to your schooling for 4 years. I didn't go for 6 years or 8 years. It's simple caring, that's all. Well, anyways, I don't want to rant about that forever, but it pisses me off. I mean, this is someone you care about, and they're leaving her lay there on her back with her heels touching the ground, and she's going to get, pressure wounds. How dare they? But anyways, we got, she's doing good. She's about 107 pounds now. She came home 117, and we made an appointment with the nutritionist. And I had to actually argue with the nutritionist because I'm like, this girl has been 99 to 101 for the last 35 years. And now she's 117. If we keep feeding the food that you're telling us to feed her, she's going to keep growing and she's going to be 170, when she wakes up. She's going to be pissed. This can't be. Her normal weight's 101. So I started eliminating the fourth feeding every other day. And I found out after a couple of weeks that she was maintaining that same weight. So I took it on myself and I withdrew the fourth feeding. I still gave her the water. I still gave her the medication and the protein, but I did not give her the nutrition on the fourth feeding and she started losing weight. She went from 117. Now I've got her down to 107. She looks fine. Okay. So she might be a little heavier than her normal weight, but she looks great. So I went ahead back to every other day, just withholding one feeding, and she's getting her fourth feeding every other day, and she's maintaining her weight. Well, the nutrition, when we had her in there, the nutritionist would not give her a, what do you call that, a video visit, because we've never met her. She has to come in. Okay, we're thinking, okay, she has to come in because they want to weigh her. They want to actually see her. Okay. Went in there, and they didn't even weigh her. They couldn't weigh her. They didn't have the means to weigh her. Do you understand what a problem it is for us to move Tracy? We have to call a company out. They come here with a gurney, take Tracy off of her bed, put it on their machines, her oxygen machine, and then take her down there. And then we have to ride with them in a car following them. And we get down to the hospital, and we take her off of their gurney and put her in the hospital room. Well, it was a little tiny, like a dentist office room. And there was no way of weighing Tracy. So why did they need her in there? This upset me. Anyways, the nutritionist says, well, no, she needs to stay on that four things of nutrition 4 times a day at 250 milliliters each. And I'm like, you're a quack. There's absolutely no way. She was 101 pounds, 99 to 101 for 35 years. And you're telling me she's 117 and she needs to keep gaining weight? You're off your rocker, woman. And she looked up, she goes, well, here it says she's 125 pounds and she's 5'7". I'm like, are you stupid? This woman's 5 foot nothing. You got someone else's, records into Tracy's records, because look back, 10 years, 15 years. And she did, and found out, Tracy's 5'1". So she apologized for being a quack. And, she straightened out the records. And now, she says, well, for 1 month, don't change it. What are you talking about? Don't change it. I've already changed it, because for months, I've watched her gain weight. She was not stopping. And now I eliminated some, and she maintained. I eliminated every 4th feeding, and she loses. So I brought her back down to 107 pounds now. Now I'm giving her every other day. I give her 4th nutrition, and she's maintaining that weight. This lady wanted me to keep her at 117 till next month, and then she'll reevaluate her. No, you guys are quacks. Goodbye. And, we're done. We're done with them. I think this is simple math. I don't understand. So Tracy was to the point where her belly was sticking out and flopping over her panties. This has never been Tracy. She's always been this tight, fit, little tiny girl, never had a belly, Even when she got pregnant, she got thicker everywhere, and then she lost it instantly when she had the baby. I don't understand these people's thinking. So I supersede the doctors because I watch Tracy, you know what I'm saying? So I am Dr. Price. They can kiss my butt. But they agreed to do once a month. Excuse me. They agreed to do once a month video calls from home. So I'm like, fine, you can check in, but I'm going to maintain doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep her around her original weight. Because I'm telling you, if this woman wakes up and she's 170 pounds, she's going to be mad. And guess who she's going to be mad at? As me. So I'm not going to keep feeding her what you're telling me to feed her. It's absolutely too much. And, so let's get past that. We're done with that. Tracy's about 107 now, and she's maintaining that weight, which is a little bit more than when she was up and around. But let's say this, she looks more healthy with this 170 pounds. Her belly's no longer sticking over her panties. You know what I'm saying? It's nice and fit and tight, but her whole body is a little thicker, and it makes me feel better because she's not bone skinny. We don't need her bone skinny in the bed like she kept herself. So, 107 is good. I'm going to maintain her about this. And, other things, she's moving more. I went to change her this morning, just to give you a for instance. I went to change her this morning, and I got her what do you call that? The thing under her, the chuck, and then the throwaway chuck and the cotton chuck, and then you got the diaper. So I turn her on one side, I undo everything. I turn her on the other side, I take everything out of there. I go to put the new chuck under there and everything. And, she's all bent up like she's laying on her side, right? So her knees are all bent, her arms are bent. She's leaning forward. She's like in a C position, and she wouldn't extend herself. So I turn her and I do all this. I get it done. Now I go to put her diaper on. I try and split her legs, and she stretches. Now her legs are straight and they're off the bed. They're sticking up. I'm like, oh, stretch, honey, stretch, stretch. It was a joy to me to see her stretch like that. And so I started rubbing her. I'm like, stretch, honey, stretch. And I'm rubbing her legs and stuff. Finally, she stopped, and I was able to, and put her diaper and stuff on. But, she's moving like that more often now. Not like you put her in a position, she stays there until you move her again. That's the way it used to be. She's doing what she wants now. And sometimes she actually turns on her own. And it's crazy. It's I like seeing her. If she's uncomfortable, she'll straighten her legs, or she'll bend her legs when we're trying to have her straight. We want her on her back, and we prop her legs up on pillows, and she turns and she bends her legs up. She's back in the fetal position. We have to take the pillows out. It's she's more comfortable that way. Let's leave her that way for a while. And she's doing that more and more often. Not to mention, like, if I'm talking to the nurse in the middle of the living room here, we look over at Tracy, and she's laying there on her back, and her eyes are looking right at us. She's like, what are you guys talking about? She's attentive, like a lot more, I wouldn't say alert, but a lot more inquisitive. Her eyes are always pointing wherever the action is, And I know for a fact now she can see because of the bright light we turn it on. She winces and closes her eyes a little bit, so she can definitely see again. I didn't think she could see like a couple months ago. Now we know that she can see, or she's starting to wince to the bright lights and stuff like that. She's doing good. She's doing good. I'm happy with, a couple pounds more is fine. She looks healthy. I'm happy with the way she's, what do you want to call it? Reacting and moving. And we actually heard 4 vocalizations, between last month. There was 1 the month before, and then 3 last month. But it was more of a and we're like, what was that? It was Tracy, So a lot of times, this is the first time Josh hears about this kind of stuff. And, a lot of you have said you don't like the way Josh looks when I'm talking about his mother. He's sitting over there waiting for it to be done. I mean, he's not upset. He's not pissed off.
I mean, I'm kind of just listening because some of this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Right. I'm with him 24 hours a day. He's not. So he comes over here an hour a night. So he hears things, So it's not that he's upset. Don't think that, guys. So let me see what else. Her schedule's back on track as far as changing and eating. She's doing real good with that. We had a what do you call it? A skin doctor. A
dermatologist?
Dermatologist, because she out of nowhere, she'd have this big welch right here. And all it was like a covering of skin over yellow water, it looked like. Out of nowhere. Where did that come from? It ain't a wound, it ain't, and we're freaking out. We don't know where this is coming from, and this is our patient. This is my wife. I want to know what's going on. Is it because she touched the cord laying this way? Is she allergic to the plastic chuck? I mean, what is this? So we had the dermatologist come in, and they said we need a, what do you call that? To find a screening to find out what she's allergic to, where they drop a bunch of drops of her blood on, 30 or 50 different things. We got to go do that, but we have to take her in for that. And then we also got her a dentist appointment, which we have to take her in for. So she's got a cavity on her bottom teeth, and I didn't know that until I gave her some ice cream one day. You guys know how every once in a while I'd put some syrup on my finger, and I'd open her mouth, and I put my finger in her mouth, and she just loved it up, with some syrup or some peanut butter, some cream cheese, stuff like that. She can't have hard, lumpy things. She can't swallow with a trach in her mouth. So I was trying to give her a little bit of pleasure. And, I forgot why I started this.
cavity ice cream?
Oh, so I gave her some ice cream one day. It was a vanilla ice cream, and I scooped a little of my finger, and it was melting. I put it in her mouth, and she immediately went to crying. And I was like, oh my God, baby, why are you crying? And I started crying. Here, she had a cavity in between two teeth, and I put the cold ice cream right in her mouth on it, you know? So I felt it was like mortally wounded, you know? It was so bad. It was like, you know, she's my daughter. She's my little girl, and I wounded her, you know? It was so bad. So we got her a dentist appointment where they're going to fix, I guess she's got two cavities now. It's been 2 years since this all happened. So we brush her teeth once a day, but I'm sure we don't do as good as she would do by herself. So, you know, she's gotten two cavities. They're small, but she's feeling things. So we're going to take her into this dentist, and they're going to fill in the cavities and all that kind of stuff and give her a cleaning and, you know, that kind of stuff. So as far as her health is going, she's doing really, really well, and we've got all the bases covered. We are doing our best. She's a little fighter. And oh, just the other day, like a lot of times during the daytime, I'll walk by her and I'll go up to her and I'll put my arm around her and I'll put my arm under her pillow and I'm kissing her on the side of her head or something. You know, if she's laying this way and I'm talking to her right here and I'm like, hey baby, you know, love you, blah, blah, blah. You got to fight, honey. You got to work to come back to us. And then she does this. It kills me. She looks up at me like, and she's got her eyes all in the corner of her eye looking up at me like she can hear me. She understands me. Oh man, I have to try and kiss her so much. And I got to remember not to kiss her so much because if you guys remember, I used to kiss her on her forehead all the time. And she got this big, like, it wasn't blisters. It was like a rash where I was kissing her. And I guess, yeah, I don't know. I have to train myself not to kiss her on her forehead so much. And, but I love when she connects with me like that and her eyes look me dead in my eyes. I know she's listening to me, you know? So I love that. It's, you have to be here really, because it's so heartfelt. It's so beautiful. It's so awesome to see her fighting to come back, you know? All this after a doctor said she'd never come back. Well, she has never stopped advancing since he said this. I mean, he said she'll never come off these machines. She'll be a zombie. And the first week, she worked herself off of every one of those machines. And she came home and she's been, you know, doing more things and more things and more things and more things. It's been nonstop. It's slow. I will give you that. I wish it was like that and be over with in a week. It's not, but I keep seeing advancement. So I am so glad we gave her the time to make these advancements, because she would have never if we'd have pulled the plug then. Now, I don't care if I wanted to pull the plug. You can't pull the plug. She is a living entity. You know, she's not dependent on no machines. You can't pull a plug. You can't do that. You're committing murder at this point. You know, she's my baby, and she has fought, and we have given her the time to fight back, and she has come back so far. You know, you got to remember, she was laying there in the hospital bed, and the doctor would put a flashlight in her eye, and her pupils wouldn't even dilate. She wouldn't move. She wouldn't blink her eyes. You know, she come from that to where now you turn on the light and her eyes close, and she turns her head. Well, that's an advancement. I don't care who you are. She's made so much advancements. I was so proud of her. I wish it was faster, of course, like we all do. Of course, all we do. But she is a little fighter, and she is fighting to come back. She just needs more time. So I don't care if it takes 2 years, 8 years, you know, as long as she comes back to where she can answer me and talk to me, and she has some sort of semblance of a good life, we'll make sure she has a good life, you know? That's all that matters. You take over, Josh.
All right, so are you done with the mom update? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and bring them back to, you know, some good-hearted, loving fun. Not to say that's not loving, because if that's not the picture of love right there, I don't know what is. We're gonna give the big man a minute, and we're gonna read some super chats here. We got JoJo 1982 for $5. He said, "Waited all day to celebrate my 40th birthday with my fishy friends.
Yay.
Love and hugs to you all."
Who's this?
This is JoJo 1982.
Our JoJo or a different JoJo?
The different one. Said hashtag Team Tracy, hashtag Congrats Josh, and hashtag Congrats Papa.
Man, that was rough. I'm sorry, JoJo. Congratulations. You know, that was a happy birthday.
Yes, it's happy birthday to him.
Thank you.
Hashtag
I'm
Congrats,
sorry,
Josh.
JoJo. Congrats, but you know, I'm sorry. That was a rough one for me. I'm sorry.
Thanks again, JoJo.
Thank you.
We got ADHD Aquatics for $5. So if you guys are a huge...
Wait. Did you just say ADHD?
Yeah.
Isn't that like what was that? They give kids that's ADHD. What a name. I love that. That's a great name.
Says you guys are a huge inspiration to me and have been for years. I wish I was in your state to volunteer my time.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to make anyone cry, but I was telling everybody. Remember the fiasco 2 weeks ago about everybody talking about how we owed them tours and we better open up and all that stuff. And I went off a little on a few people because I was cranky. I was up for a month. You know what I'm saying? Much better now. Mara's back. I'm much happier. I'm much, less. I don't go off on you as much, huh? Who?
No, not much.
Before he was like, "Hey, Rich, what?" I was a little cranky, but I got to apologize to those people, and I'll do that. That's on Facebook. But, the fact that, geez, I forgot where I was going with that again. What was I start talking about?
I have no idea where
You don't know where I was going? I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Tracy. We were talking about, geez, the whole thing on Facebook where people
not going
the tours and not going up. I was cranky. Okay, I was sleep deprived. I was cranky. We will get back to tours, but here's where I was going with that. There's been so many people now that have said, "Hey, I'm not looking for a tour. I'd like to come out and help." They come out and help, and guess what? They see the place. So if you don't want to ask for a tour, offer your time. Come out and help. Donate some fish. Come pick up some fish. You get to see the place. And we're not calling it a tour. See, the problem with tours is it takes an hour or two out of my life that I can't get nothing done, and I got to walk a person around the rescue, And if I do that 4, 5, 6 times a day, I'm not getting nothing done. Everybody else is happy, but we're not getting nothing done here. It's not, tours ain't I know it. Everyone wants to see it, and I get that, and I, believe in it 100%, and I'd like to do it all the time, but it's so hard on us because we can't get nothing else done when we're doing a tour. But if you want to come out and donate a couple hours of your life, we'll get some work done, and you'll get to see the fish, and I can't say no to free help. I'm stingy like that. Offer me some help. Sure, come on over.
So while we're on the discussion of tours, I just got a message. Do you happen to know who Giovanni Suhendi is?
Remember the name Giovanni. I don't remember Suhendi.
He is over in Indonesia, and he has a larger tank than our pond. And he's got, huge tiger fish.
Oh, that guy. Yes. That's, he's got, what's that? What size is his tank?
I have no idea, but it's huge.
It's huge,
He's got a couple of them. But he just messaged us. He flew over. He's in Boston, and he wants to come out, make the trip to Ohio to come visit.
Yeah, tell him I've got a spare room he can spend a night or two in. Of course, offer that to him.
Just wanted to let you know. It literally just came through.
That was the guy I just told you I was talking to, and you're like, "Yeah, I've been talking to him for a couple months." Yeah, about a week ago, I told you about this guy with this big tank and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, "Yeah, I've been talking to him for a couple months."
Don't remember that conversation.
Wow. And you don't do drugs. I can't kid's a space cadet.
Or you dreamt it, or
No, I did not dream it.
you slept,
No,
talked it.
because you sent me his page, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
Was I sleeping?
No.
All right, we got Alexandra Stengel, $20. Says for Littlefoot and his friend, aka Bigfoot. I saw yesterday how much they eat in a 7-minute period. Thanks to Reaper.
Oh yeah, well that's just Reaper don't feed him the hay. I feed him the hay every morning when I feed the dry food to all the fish in the whole rescue.
What does Shmee do back here?
Well, I know in the last 2 days, I probably touched about 5 tanks and moved some stuff around. And did a lot
That's during the
of cleaning up.
daytime. In the morning, Shmee is sleeping or he's eating my cookie.
No.
Do you not eat every morning? Do I not?
I eat every morning, but I'm saying I don't just do just that. I do quite a bit of
Then
work.
we get up and we work. But in the meantime, I go out and I feed all the pellets to all the fish in the whole place. Front room, the fish room, the pool room, and then I take care of a bunch of little stuff, and I'm done for the day. But that's when I feed the hay to the turtles, and it's straw, not hay. But then Reaper comes over, and he's always like, "Oh, this is their food in the fridge." I'm like, "Yeah," and he takes the greens, and I tell him to get it wet, sprinkle a little bit of calcium on it, and then put it in a cage, and that's what he does. So now everybody's seeing Reaper feeding the turtles all the time, and they're thinking that's all we feed them is the kale, you know, the greens.
No, they got the greens. They got the
Missouri
dry
pellets,
food.
We got the turtle pellets,
yeah.
we got the grapes, the tomatoes, the bananas, all kinds of stuff.
not tomatoes. Shouldn't be.
I
tomatoes.
every once in a while I give them the little leftover tomatoes we have from the salads, and they like it. I mean, it may not be the best for them, but they like it.
And you can have it like once a month.
Yeah, maybe once every 2 weeks I've been giving it to them.
All citrus is bad.
See, now that's good there. Logan McCain come up with an idea. If you need volunteer tour guides, if you will, so I can taking care of the entire whatever. But yeah, that's a great idea. If we have people here, that's why we schedule the tours. I can have like Christy here or Hoover. Hoover's been doing some tours lately.
Yeah, I've been doing some tours. Yeah.
He can't answer all the questions, but
Wait, who's Hoover?
Shmee. Drink up, guys.
They
He said
got
Shmee.
jokes.
But yeah, that's a great idea. Volunteer tour guides. The problem is we're in a residential area, so I can't charge for tours. I can't open up and say, hey, the place is open for business. Come on through. You know, I can't do none of that. We got hit with the cease and desist order from Strongsville when they thought we were running a business. We're not. We're running a rescue. I have my fish here, and you can't stop me from doing that. I pick up these fish, I bring them here, I give them a home. I find them a home, and I, take them there. You can't stop me. You take your cease and desist order and go shove it, But if they could do anything, they would. They can't because I'm not breaking any laws right now. Okay, Odin Grub says, do I still get that crack 220? I thought we gave that to, was it your buddy?
No, you gave it to
Hey,
those.
here, let's just put this on Front Street. If he gives you something, you don't come and pick it up, he's liable. The tank's already gone.
I give stuff to people, and if they don't come pick it up 3 weeks later, it's already gone. We move things, That 220 is in my way. It's on 2 55-gallon stands. We've got somebody tomorrow coming to pick up one of the 55-gallon double stands. Our buddy that came up here and I forget his name, but he's coming tomorrow to pick up one of the 55s. So the 220 is gone. You got to jump. If I offer something, jump on it. You know what I'm saying? That offer is good for a day or two, maybe 3, not 2 weeks, not 2 months,
Yeah, I mean, if we held on to everything for everyone, our tanks wouldn't be full, and the whole driveway out to the street would be full of crap. You
Could we
gotta
hit the
keep
Northern
up
says, it still makes me laugh to think about Hoover.
Me,
Shmee looking at the gnome last week and holding the lantern. You should be in somebody's front yard holding the lantern.
I gotta paint my face a dark color to hold the lantern.
Oh, O'Brien. Yes, that's the guy. It's still out there, and we're moving it to the ground tomorrow. You should have been here, O'Brien, because O'Brien came up and helped us out. Remember?
Yeah, that's
the guy we gave it to.
That's the one
I did not remember Odin Grubb, but I remember the name O'Brien because Reaper messed his name up.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's still here. It's still waiting on you, but it's on the ground now. So, if you can get here and get it, it's still yours, buddy. He came out and helped us out a lot, you know? Oh, and then he messed me up because he comes up behind me and I'm telling Reaper, I'm like, why don't you go ahead with Hoover, go up to Cleveland, do that, and I'll just work the tar out of O'Brien. He's like, if you need me to work, right behind me, if you need me to work more, I can stay and work more. I'm like, dude. He got me right behind me. No, he stayed and helped us out, though. I mean,
yeah, he did. He did.
He's a good worker, and he helped us out a lot.
He was a really
deserves
awesome
that
guy.
tank.
He was an awesome guy. Man.
He was
Really
awesome.
was. He
Deserves that tank. So that's the guy I gave it to, and that's the guy we've been holding it for. Haven't heard from him. So Brian, get up here and get this tank.
Well, better make it quick because I got someone else that wants to.
You got 2 other people want it.
I told you.
And Jim
about it
Sheasley's
yesterday.
here. What's that?
I told you about it yesterday. He's coming to get the 220 and the 210.
Who's that?
Luke.
You did mention something about that.
Mm-hmm. So whoever acts quicker.
Oh, stop. Jim Sheasley says $5. Says, hey, Rich, please hold the Sevens a few more days. I'll get out there. How was the cheesecake? Jim Sheasley, I want you to hear this story.
This is going to be a funny one here.
You came over and we were drinking. You gave us that cheesecake. We appreciate it. We ate, me and Hoover each ate a piece, right? Woke up in the morning, and I swear to God, Hoover broke into the cheesecake and ate it all because it was gone.
And I thought Rich ate it.
He thought I broke into it and ate it all. So here we are. This is like 2 days later, and I didn't say nothing to Hoover out of niceness.
And I didn't say nothing to Rich out of niceness.
And so we're cooking. So I'm like, okay, we need the oven on 350. We turn the oven on, blah, blah, blah. And I smell something. Smell like a wood burner stove.
Wood burner stove, yeah.
And I'm like, is there something in the stove? I open it up, and the cheesecake box is on fire on top.
All the way around.
We pull the cheesecake out. We put it on the counter. We're dousing water on the edges of it. The cheesecake is still sitting there.
So we start eating the cheesecake.
We ate warm cheesecake. Oh, it was so good. I'm eating my cheesecake. Hoover, I thought you ate all this. He's like, I thought you ate all this. I wasn't going to say nothing. We put it in the oven and forgot about it.
We was actually, when we turned the oven on, we was making cookies.
Yeah, the cookies.
Yeah, it was making cookies.
Yeah.
We got OBG Foster.
Oh, that's funny.
For $1. He said, how much for Hoover to dress up as a leprechaun for St. Patty's Day?
I want him to dress up. He's got that striped shirt. I want him to put on a big wide rimmed hat and go wobble wobble. That's the Hamburglar.
The first person that gives me an OFR shirt, then I'll dress up.
I tell you what, you are fun to work with. You're fun to have around. We laugh all the time, and we get work done.
Yeah.
While we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's supposed to be fun. I'm saying, why not have fun when you're doing what you love to do, man?
So yeah, we got. Oh my God! If you guys wait till tomorrow's video. Wait, is that today? I put out one more video. No, I put out today's video today.
Today.
Now it's tomorrow's. Oh, tomorrow's video is Reaper showing us working.
Working. Yeah.
We got so much done today. Wait till Reaper's video tomorrow. You can see what we did today. It is amazing. I love the pool room now. I have been for 2 years. I've not liked how Greg Woodstock and his crew left the pile of wires that were bundled up and piled together right next to the pool, and you had to walk over it, and I actually put a carpet over it. We untangled all these wires today. Reaper untangled these wires. Me and Hoover held them, and we got it all out, and 50 foot of wires, and we taped it every foot all the way along, and we wound it up, and then we plugged them in as we each one, because one was like 20 foot, one was 24 foot, one was 30 foot, one was 36 foot. So we'd keep winding it up, and then we'd plug it in at the bottom, and we got it all out of the. It looks so phenomenal out there.
And then we had two that was so short that we had to connect them.
Yeah.
Right.
But
there.
we got the saltwater tank finished, and all that saltwater decorations up inside the saltwater tank. And there's so much room to walk through there. It's amazing. We did good today. We got all the lights put away.
Yep.
We took a bunch of lights out in the garbage outside. We worked all day today. And then, you know what?
And then we actually start setting up the one tank.
Which tank?
The one that you're going to get rid of. We're starting to put that.
Oh yeah,
together.
we moved the for the 125. See, on you guys got to understand, we got a bunch of tanks in, right? Well, it cost us gas money to go to New York and then back, and then also what's that on the turnpike tolls, and then bridge fees and all that. So when we get back with all this stuff, yes, we can give it out, but we try and take like the best tank on the matching stand, the most prettiest one, and set it up, put lights on it, put filters on it, get it all set up as a full system, and then we sell that to try and cover our money back so that we can give away all the rest. So you know, that's what we started today. Is we set up the stand. We're going to bring the tank in, but you know, it just snowed last night and rained, so everything's frozen to the ground. We got to wait for the next warm day. And then, you know, we got the saltwater lighting set up. We got the lid set up for it. We got all the rocks in there. We did a lot of work today, nonstop. Until it was literally a half hour before the show, we were like, oh my God, we got set up for the show.
Matter of fact, when that one lady came over, we still had some of the rocks on the ground, and I moved them out of her way so she can get around them.
Which lady was that?
The lady that donated the fish yesterday.
Is that Laura?
Yeah.
She was supposed to be back over today.
Yeah.
She didn't show up, so I'm sure she'll be here tomorrow. And there was somebody else coming by. We got the plant guy come by. Somebody else was supposed to come by to get fish. They didn't show up. Lauren didn't show up. And then Reaper showed up. Oh, we put his butt to work, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here, Reaper. Video this. And I picked up the 180 and I turned it all the way around on the stand by myself and put it back. He videoed it. All right, Reaper, video this. And then I, did some more work. Yeah, Reaper worked really hard today, guys. Hi, Reed. Love ya. All right, let's move on, Josh.
There's a question in here from Kool-Aid. So is a 120-gallon big enough for a pair of Oscars? Getting mixed opinions. Some say need way bigger. Some say I could go with all the 75.
If you're only going to put Oscars in there, and you got a breeding pair or something like that, you're just going to put them in there. No other fish. 120 is fine. Okay, they will breed and they will protect their young and blah blah. If you have other fish in there, now you're talking it's not big enough because they're going to decipher what size of the area they are calling their own, and they will kill things that get in that area. Anything gets near their babies, that kind of stuff. So you're going to have fighting Oscars. You don't want that. So if you're not putting nothing else in there, 2 Oscars, even a mating pair in a 120 is good. The biggest Oscars get, we have a set here that's 16 3/4 and then 17 inches. Them are the 2 biggest Oscars we've ever seen. 120 is 18 inches around. So the fish can turn around. It's fine. Is bigger better? Well, of course. But a 120 is good enough for 2 Oscars. Now, if you want to talk 10 Oscars, no. 10 red-bellied piranha, no. You know what I'm saying? It's now you're confining them into a tiny little space, and you're throwing a bunch of other attitudes in there, and they're going to fight.
Arapaima, you'll be fine.
What?
25 gallon at least for an Arapaima.
Here's a good question. Max Wire says, is it not possible to get tanks with koi and native fish outside so you have more space for other fish inside? Or it's not possible to let tanks of fish outside all year long?
It's not possible here because here we have freezing temperatures. anything above 30 inches below the level of the ground will freeze solid. Okay, so if we have a tank out there without heating and extra,
Filtration system.
filtration and heating, they will freeze solid and die. So now you're talking more bills, more money, more heating, and it's a really pain. And if the electric goes out, your fish die. So it's just not worth it to do that. I can't do this outside. If we were farther southern, or if we dig, like I thought about this, around our pond, if we dig 4 foot deep and then have the cement walls like 3 foot high and have a window across there and have some sort of circulation in there, it's bringing the water from 4 foot deep and circulating it around. It will not freeze all winter, and the koi will live good, and we have a glass front as a background to our back of our pond. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's all kinds of different things you can do, but as far as, our bills are high enough. We don't want to add more. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be dependent on the electric company or the gas company for the safety and the lives of our fish, because they do go out. We have to rely on our generators. But the way we have it set up, we have a generator outside, a 50-foot extension cord that can plug in the main pump and can keep things running. We have a little generator that can plug in the main air pump and we'll keep it running for up to 8 hours. If the electricity's out more than that, we plug in the big generator, but it gives us time to set this up and do this. Now, if we had 18 different spots all the way around the whole, place with tanks and stuff, now we're going to have to run, hundreds of feet of extension cords, and it's too much. You know what I'm saying?
We got Rob Schilling, $10. He said,
he's the one coming up for the
I can help out for a while. Thanks, Rich.
Rob, I know you'd help out, buddy. He's coming up for the double 55 tank. That's why the 220 will now be on the ground.
210.
210? No, it's a 220.
It's a 210.
It's a 240.
There's a 220 and a 210 out there.
No, there ain't. There's one tank out there.
There's the cracked 210, and then there's a 220 sitting in the driveway.
Oh, that's a full running good tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I was going to use for the saltwater.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that one's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
The one with the cracked glass is the one I gave away. And what was his name?
O'Brien.
O'Brien is coming to get that tomorrow, right, buddy? Because Rob Schilling will be here to take the stand from under it.
Now we got Kevin Brown, $10, and he's sending a superhero avocado flying through the air. It kind of looks like Shmee back here. Tell me that don't look like you.
It looks a little bit more like your dad, man.
No, that looks like him. Look at the size of that belly. That's Shmee right there. Oh, wait. So says, sup, Hoover? You got an admirer?
It's Shmee, not Hoover.
Odin Grubb says, that's a long ago when we hadn't been past this.
Yeah.
Yes, you still get the crack 220. Come get it tomorrow. Let me see.
People are asking what Shmee is. Shmee is the
Look up Shmee, Shmee, Robin Hood. Was it Robin Hood?
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook. Shmee Captain Hook. Look that up on your phone real quick, and you'll see a picture of Hoover.
Here, I can just go like this. For everyone doesn't have to.
It's right here. There's Shmee. No, that's Hoover.
There
Don't look
you
like
go.
Wait, which one is Shmee?
My nose.
I don't know.
My nose is not that big.
Now I gotta pull up YouTube again. There we go. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it does."
It does.
Okay, Mr. Skip-a-da-doo-dah says, "Why don't you have more holes in the ice in the outside pond for gas exchange?" You only need
We
one.
only need one, and we have a waterfall dropping in and running constantly. So it's bringing the warm water from the bottom through our system, running through our filtration system, and then pouring back in and keeping it open. What more do you need? That's all you need. It has worked for us for 2 years and 3 years on the front pond. We don't shut off the water pump, and the fish live all year long. No problem.
People are asking, when do you get the mermaid calendars?
Well, the problem we're having right now is when Reaper's going to be here, when Josh is going to be off work, I'm here at all times, but I got to watch Tracy sometimes. So the three of us have to get our calendars together and be here all at once to do these videos. I told Josh, forget that. Let's start doing little videos. You can do me in the mermaid outfit. I can pose over here, you know, blah, blah, blah. We can do him in the thing. He can pose here. And then when everybody's here, we can, you know, do it all together. And I'd like to do like the Little Mermaid song or something, you know. But we've got Richie almost talked into his older brother being Aquaman with the trident and the muscles, so that we're the mermaids and he's the trident. He almost is agreeing to being on this video. So we're trying, guys. We're trying. Did you get this one here?
Mm-hmm.
That one?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that your job?
Whose job?
To do the super chats?
Is it your job to smart mouth your father?
Do your job.
You do your job.
You do yours. Don't worry about mine. All right, there's some teaser mermaid video for the members. That could be done. I already gave you guys a teaser picture.
And she says, "Oh my God, yes, the Richie hot dog." I told him he can dress up as Aquaman, being the trident with the muscles. You know, it's nothing embarrassing. I wanted our mermaid outfits, you know, not to just swim around in the pool, but also I would like to do the song from the mermaid, the Little Mermaid, Under the Sea, to where we got Hoover in the background with the claws. He's the crab. Under the sea. Yes, Josh, you need a gift registry.
I have it already.
You do? Is it online?
Yes.
I don't know of it. I don't know where it's at.
I didn't post it.
Well, you need to post it to our thing. Some people would like to contribute.
Yes, I can do that for you.
I mean, all of these people here feel like they're part of the family. They follow along daily, weekly, all that.
Well, you guys heard last week I wasn't ready. We worked all week. Brittany was working on it. I was working on it, and we came together and put a bunch of items in there. Gave it a bunch of thought. Came up with a theme. Came up with a theme we wanted for the nursery, and go fit bigger.
And what's the nursery?
Under the Sea.
So you're gonna have pictures of Dad in a mermaid outfit on the walls of your baby's face?
She's actually, so that's why I'm preparing all the walls right now. I'm gonna go ahead and prime it, and then she's gonna come in.
So I get the biggest wall?
She's gonna come in and paint a mural on all the walls.
Who's gonna paint it?
Brittany.
She can paint?
Yeah.
She's an artist. She better do me righteous, make me skinny and muscular.
No, we're talking about corals and fish and whales and turtles.
Hey, don't call me a whale.
But yeah, it should look pretty good. But let me get that link for you. I can post it in the comments if you like.
Sure.
Oh, there we go. Bam. For those of you that would like, there it is for you. I'm sure I'll add more to it as we, find stuff and whatnot.
You need baby monitors. I have like 3 sitting in my bedroom, not used.
I know. I already told Brittany that you offered to give us one. But I mean,
1, 2.
I also told her, we don't need one. Because where I have the nursery in the house is complete dead center. No matter where you're at in the house, you cannot not hear the baby.
Yeah, it's dead center in that house. I walked into your house and here's the entrance, here's the living room, here's the front door. Oh, here's the baby room.
I don't know why he.
And I could see the kitchen, right?
I don't know why he walked all the way around. I don't know why he didn't just go straight to.
I didn't know where it was.
Room. He walked
didn't
all
know.
the way around.
I don't know his new house. You know, it was confusing me.
But yeah, so well, like I said, there's really no need to waste money on stuff like that when I don't think we'll actually need it. So the only stuff we put in there is the stuff we actually know that we're going to need.
Sean says Hoover's not allowed to drink this week.
I drink every week and probably every day.
What's your reply to that?
I drink every day. Have a drink.
He's drinking. I'm not allowed to drink. Here we go. Okay, cool.
I don't know. I even think when I was in high school, I was the only one with a big beard. Everybody used to pay me to go to the state store for them.
So you were like 18 looking 36?
No, that used to be funny. I used to be like 16 with a beard, and they're like, wow. And like, if you've seen a picture of me when I was younger, I used to look like Charles Manson. I had that big black beard.
This is not something you brag about. I used to look like Charlie Manson.
Had the wild hair everywhere.
No,
Wow.
you guys are all missing the point in the chat. They're saying, Hoover needs to be this, be that. Hoover needs to be Ursula.
No,
Ursula.
you want to know
The big octopus.
No. No, somebody on there just said something about the crab. That's me.
That's what I said. He's a
My
crap.
pictures.
He starts off with Under the Sea. Listen to the song. I've been listening because I want to know what part I can sing, and I can't sing no parts of that song. But he can.
Well, there you go, mate.
Someone's asking, I forget who it was, but I just lost it. I was asking about the coat on a red-tailed cat and why it's shedding. So all scaleless catfish, so that means they just have skin. So lime and shovel nose, red tails, they will shed their skin, but it will sometimes look like slime coat. So it's nothing to be worried about. It just means your
If it's
catfish
just
is
the
growing.
slime coat coming off, you're fine. He's growing. Now, if it looks like skin peeling off, you've got a problem. He is not growing. There is a severe, medical problem.
JF's asking if they fixed my car. They did. They put in the wrong drain plug, and half of my oil drained out.
Onto my driveway.
Your driveway, my driveway.
But did you clean it up off my driveway?
It's not one out there.
It's not one. That means no, people. He did not.
The best thing for that would be throw some kitty litter on it.
It needs just get the pressure washer out, and I'll do it. But it needs to be not ice on the thing, so it doesn't,
Well, we got a flamethrower in there that melts the ice.
Okay, Chicky D says part of your world is better than Under the Sea. Look up Part of Your World from what's the name of the movie? Little Mermaid. Part of Your World.
We'll look it up later.
I wanted to hear it now.
They might demonetize you for it.
You're right.
I know.
He says, I know. Sometimes I want to smack this boy. How dare you talk to me that way?
OBG Foster said, Mermaid Nursery, ? We're not doing a Mermaid Nursery. There might be, a mermaid in the mural or something.
Or a big picture of Dad in a mermaid outfit on the wall.
That's completely up to Brittany and what she wants to paint. But she did pick out these super cute swaddling cloths. One's Nemo, one's Dory, and then two little mermaid
We got the
ones.
little the bee thing out here. That's a swaddling cloth.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember it? Rodrigo from Predatory Fins wore it here. Looked like a little bee. Hoover kind of looks like a salty sea dog.
I'm salty when I.
Oh, he's salty, all right. You got to feed him.
When
I know how to keep him happy. If he's got food, he's happy. I look at him, I'm like, what's the matter, Hoover? And he looks like he's ready to kill somebody. He's like, nothing. I bring him a burger. He's like, hi, Bigrich.
So it is looking like the calendar isn't going to be able to be a thing, but you'll definitely get a hell of
We
a
can
photo
do it.
shoot.
We will do it, but it'll be for next year.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have it presented and ready for next year. We don't show nobody the pictures, but we will take stills out of all these poses we're going to do and all these different videos we're going to do, because I'm making this a big production. I'm not going to do it. Hurry up one day. Here's all of the mermaid video. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make this a big production. We're going to make a song out of it. I want to make it nice. And then, you know, you guys can laugh nonstop through the whole thing. Oh my God. Brittany Zibla says for $10, which thank you, we need to see throwback pics of Bigrich, Hove, and Reaper when they were in high school.
Mhm.
Hashtag fishy throwback and hashtag Shmee. You guys can't handle pictures of me in school. I used to get all the girls. I took everybody's girlfriend, period. And I was one of the guys that, you know, the first guys in school that had the car. You know, I was that guy. And, you know, there were the jocks and there was me. I got all the girls. And you guys can't handle that. You can't handle that.
I don't know. I know back in the 70s, I used to drive the big canary yellow Lincoln Town car that belonged to my mom. I used to push it down the driveway, start it up when I
Wait. He says, I used to drive this badass car, but I had to push it down the driveway first. Make sure I started it when mom couldn't hear it.
My mom used to get mad. She'd be like, where all my gas go? I don't know, Mom. You must have a gas leak.
Oh my God, you're horrible. Okay, Raheem says, how to cure flower horn with hole in the head. Finally, a fish-related question. With hole in the head and best food for flower horn. Listen, any hole in the head is from bad water conditions. So I don't care if you think you've got great water conditions, do 50% water changes. Trust me. Do this every other day for 3 weeks, and your flower horn will come back better than ever. We don't use any medication. We do water changes. We do pure, clean water, and hole in the head disappears. Hole in the head only comes from bad water conditions. So keep that in your mind and do some. I don't care that you say my test kit says we're good. Screw your test kit. Do water changes. Hole in the head will disappear. Trust me. You don't need no medication. We never use it. Fresh water.
But you can use.
You can.
Metro.
It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna hurt.
Metro is the only thing that will
Metro.
help cure it.
Yeah. You can add that in with every water change. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna do nothing wrong, but you're not depending on it. Do the water changes. Add the Metro. You're good.
I will say the only difference that it'll make is, you know, with clean water, depending on the severity of the case, it might take, you know, 30 days to clear up. If you use the medication and spend the extra money, it might take 20 days. So that's about the only difference on that one.
Wait a minute. Harry Banana says, I think it's weird how all Americans use automatic cars. Listen here, Harry. I grew up and I had a 68 Camaro with a 4-speed, and it was the funnest car I had next to the little Vega. Or not the Vega. What was that car I was talking about?
Pinto?
The Pinto. 4-speed Pinto. It had rear-wheel drive. 4-speed, you know, automatic. I had a 700-watt clearing system in mine.
Can we just imagine this guy in a Ford Pinto?
I'm telling you, in the wintertime, this car sideways, the whole thing, you know, I was drifting long before it was cool. Trust me. In every college parking lot, I'm drifting around lights, doing figure eights, doing all this stuff. In the middle of winter, shifting gears. Oh, it was the funnest. These kids nowadays have no clue how to have fun.
So for our foreign people out there who may not know what a Ford Pinto is, this is basically a miniature car.
That's it. That's it.
Car,
and it had the gas tank right at the back bumper. So if you got rear-ended, it exploded. That's a Ford Pinto. Oh my goodness. A to Z Fisherman put up Rich's Camaro. That's my 68 Camaro. That's rear-wheel drive with over 2,000 horsepower. That is mean67.com, of course. Yes, that car is like driving on ice in the middle of the summer on pavement. That's what it's like. It's like driving on ice. Slideways, sideways, all the whatever you want. Third gear, fourth gear. I can get sideways and fourth gear on the highway with that car. That thing is ridiculous. Wait, there you go.
This thing keeps jumping up.
Okay, James Stewart says marijuana has developed drop eye in one of his eyes. Is there anything that can be done? Yes. You're feeding him too much fatty enriched food. Either lean out his food, more protein, less fat, or you do a surgery where you put him into what's it, clove oil, and you let him, be anesthetized, and then you hold his eyelid back and you cut the fat sac behind his eye. There's your only two options. Everybody says, "Oh, throw, ping pong balls at the top, they'll look up." That's a wives' tale, and that's dumb. Okay? Do not listen to that. Oh, turn the lights off, they'll start looking down for food. No, that's not why it's there. There's too much fat in their system, and they grow a fatty pack behind their eye, and their eyes start pointing down because it's growing out, and their eyes grow down. That's the only explanation. Trust me. Less fat in the diet, or cut the fat sacs out. It's a surgery. That's the only way to heal that. Period.
The diet only works if your arrow does not have drop eye already. Once it has drop eye, the fluid will not.
You can do a diet, and it will, because he's eating less fatty materials. The fat sac behind his eye will deteriorate, and his eye will go back. It is possible. Son, listen, I've taught you all you know about fish. Trust me on this.
I'll agree with you for this, but I don't know. All right. Mr. Skippity Doodah says, my well had rust and heavy mineral deposits. I'm water changing weekly. How bad is the hard water on cichlids? Any products to help filter between water changes? Hard water's not the end of the world for your cichlids. They're pretty versatile fish, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. As long as you're not taking them from soft water and putting them directly into hard water. As long as they're acclimated to it over time, they'll be fine.
I'm going to take this for a second. Here's the biggest problem. You take them out of 7.2 pH and put them into 8.4, or you're trying to be like, oh, we were told high pH for cichlids. We're going to keep adding this pH up, and we're bringing it up. You're chasing pH. Now, what you're doing is you're bringing it up. Every time you do a water change, you bring it down. Then you put the additive in, and you bring it back up. This is more detrimental to your fish than straight 7.2 pH. Trust me on this. Stop chasing pH, people. Make your fish live in your pH to where it stays level and never fluctuates. That is way better on the fish than fluctuating and bringing it up to their level that they're supposed to be their ideal pH. You don't want their ideal pH. You want, if you're keeping your fish in your water, you want every water change never to change the pH, never to change the alkalinity, the calcium hardness, none of that. Okay? Don't stop chasing pH. Please stop. Keep them in the water that you're keeping them in. If it's not working for you, get a different kind of fish, because then it becomes easy for you. And people are like, oh my God, discus are so hard. And you're over there like, I've never had a problem. They just keep growing. They just keep having babies, because you're not chasing the pH. And, it's such a pain. People try and make this, okay, yes, if this fish comes out and it's normally at 8.0, that's its optimal, feature of the pH. That's where they're known to do their best. They'll still live at 7.2, but they'll live better with non-fluctuating pH than they will with fluctuating. And you're trying to bring it up to their level to give them their best. No, leave them with what you do water changes at, and never chase your pH. And them fish will do better than anything you could have done, period. Trust me on that.
Yeah, this wasn't a pH question. It was
I went on a rant for no reason.
Yes.
Okay. But people can learn things though from that rant.
Fair enough. Someone ADHD aquatic.
Wait, hold up. Brooke Holly says David Silva, they own a 5-foot Arrow Pima now. Okay. You want to straighten that out? We do not own an Arrow Pima. We have a 5.5-foot
Arapaima.
Arrow Pima, not Arrow Pima.
You got to look at that and say that was probably an auto.
Probably, but I don't want other people to see arrows get 5 foot. You know, I don't want that. Go ahead.
Here's a picture of me when I was 17 right here.
Let me get that.
That's how I actually looked. when I
That's
was
Charlie
17.
Manson right there. Charlie Manson, people. Charlie Manson.
You know what you look like there, who you know them guys in wrestling, they got them big pads around their head.
Yeah, but see, here's another
Right.
picture of it right there.
All right. What is this?
That's just, so you could see that it's not something on my head. That's actually my hair. I used to have long hair
Wow.
with a rat's tail on the back.
All right, Josh, you get this one right here?
I'm not done. I'm almost there.
Okay.
We got DJ58 for $5. Says a big hello to Josh, Hoover, Bigrich. Wait, Shmee. Bigrich. And the rest of the gang. I love what y'all do and wanted to show my support. Best wishes.
Thank you, buddy. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Raheem says, Big Rich, that medicine is not available in India. You told me to use something else other than just use salt then. And, what was his original question?
Hole in head.
Hole in the head.
Only
Just do water changes. If you don't have the medication, just do water changes. I don't use the medication. Josh gave that as an offer that you can do that with. You don't even have to do the medication. All you need is fresh, clean water, and the hole in the head will go away. Period. We never use medication. If there's a way we can get out of using medication here, we do, because it saves us hundreds of dollars, if not thousands sometimes, if we have to medicate the whole system, Go ahead, bud.
I was gonna say, if you can't get Metro, that's short for metronidazole. I don't know if it's the government telling you can't use this, or if it's just not offered over there.
It's not
but
available, yeah.
there's a bunch of different companies that sell it, so I would definitely look into
But see,
it.
I advocate no medication. I advocate just doing water changes, because that's all we do here. Why buy medication if we can do water changes and solve the same thing?
Right.
Or use salt. Salt is like one of the best medications you can use, and it cures so much, ADHD Aquatic says, frick, he almost read my question. So, go back up and see what he has.
I was talking about a 5 to 10,000 gallon pond. He's gonna put it with Detonoids, Bleachers, Paku. Who else can go with them? Peaceful, predatory type. Catfish, gar. You can do all sorts of barbs. Basically, go and watch any OFR, monster pond video or large tank video, and if they're in our tanks, likelihood you can have them in your pond.
As long as you don't get cold,
cats.
If you're in a warm temperature area, you can have great, I wish I was in Florida. I'd have a separate pond for all kinds of different fish. Oh my God. We'd have ponds galore. I would own me a mini excavator just to, hey, let's go build a new pond so we can have new fish today. Lasky and Sons Woodworking says, that was a good rant about pH because it answered a lot of my questions. See that? It wasn't useless, son. Psh. Psh. Jason Francis says he looks like Alan from Hangover. You do.
I don't know. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair. I'm thinking about going orange or red, maybe.
You just need your little man purse. What is it called?
Here.
A satchel?
Let's show these people what I looked like when I was young. Where was that video or
You
picture
got
of me?
the picture right in there, don't you?
I got that one, but I've got the one on me on the motorcycle in here somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where you put that.
All right, why don't you go get the picture in there? And let me look here.
Oh, God.
And we're going to give them some great pictures. Okay, this is really rough because it's a blurry picture.
Back in 1975.
This is 1981, okay? That is me with my hair, Ronnie Glippo, and then Stephanie Gall and Eileen Joyce. That's me in the black leather right there with the hair. There you go. Josh has got something to show you. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's your daddy, Josh. Look at him. Guess what? He saw your mommy one night and he took her home. Yeah, I wasn't always big, Rich.
So people are saying Floridians are lucky. Well, you know, they're getting more and more unlucky because there's more and more rules on what you can and can't own.
Predatory fins had to leave the state of Florida because they are now governing sanctions against selling these kind of fish, all because of all the fish that are in the canals now. So predatory fins, Rodrigo, moved to New Jersey. So did Kevin Y from California, because California closed down sanctions on any stingrays. Used to be, you could have the stingrays if you're selling them and transporting them across state lines. Now that's all done with. They both had to move or lose their business. They're in New Jersey together now, and they are going to take over the world with importing fish. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
JF says, woohoo, Big Rich is so sexy. Wait, he's a sexy tool? Oh, so sexy too. No wonder Josh and Richie are so handsome. You got that for me, son.
But, you know, I know it's come up years and years before, but now they're hiding it in the new Lacey Act.
They're hiding a lot of stuff, yeah.
If that actually passes, then that's, you know, the end of fish keeping as we know it. There
Right.
going to be no trading.
No, that's behind. That's done with the rescue as we know it. We're not allowed to transport any of these fish across state lines.
Right.
So our rescue will be hindered big time.
Mm-hmm. But and you know, and anybody who has these fish and anyone's looking for them, the prices are going to skyrocket. Because I have the only 3 Arapaima, and you know, in South Carolina, I want $20,000 a piece for them. Stuff like that's going to happen all over. You know, people always see things like that as a way to, you know, get greedy and make a little bit of money.
If there's money to be made, people will make it.
Okay, we've got Jim Sheasley, $5. Says, last time I was there, I saw lots of distilled water by the salt tank. Do you not have an RO filter?
Okay, no. Do you guys remember we set that saltwater tank up out in the middle of the hallway so that we can set the real saltwater tank up against the wall? So, of course, we did not run a line to our RO. We have the RO system. We did not run a line to it, and it's automatically filling. We're buying distilled water each week and filling this tank up as it evaporates away because it's got a screen top. If you have a glass lid top, you're going to get salt creep coming out the top. So right now with the glass top, we get evaporation and we can refill it with distilled water because no salt is leaving the system.
Alexandra Stengel is asking about her flower horn's head again, and Michael A. kind of hit it on the nail. Said that the head size is determined by genes. It can also
Right.
be the types of food that you give them. You know.
Yeah,
water
just because you
quality.
buy a flower horn don't mean you're going to have a flower horn with a big knot on his head. You might get one, you might not. You don't know. And, you know, it ain't the food you feed him. It's in his genes, whether he's going to get it or not. And then if he's got good genes, then it relies on the food you give him. You can give him, you know, junk food and he'll barely get one. Junk, a big knot on his head. You give him good food, he'll get a bigger one. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard. There's no certain way you can do this. Buy this fish and then feed him this and it will come out to this. Never happens that way. So buy high quality fish, feed them high quality food, because now you're in a specialized type of fish that you want a specialized result. You know, it's going to cost you more. Oh, airtime nails it. Big Rich, you look like the Ultimate Warrior. That was my dude back in the day. I thought I looked like him. When I went into wrestling, I went to the
Someone else said you look like a jobber wrestler.
a what?
80s jobber wrestler.
I don't know what that is. I went to the IX Center tough guy contest, and I was dressed up like the warrior, Ultimate Warrior, because I thought I looked like him. I was built sort of like him. I was ready to go. You know, he had much more of a better build than me. I didn't have the big neck muscles, the big chest muscles, but I was kind of built. But I'm telling you, when I went to the IX Center for the Ultimate Tough Guy contest, they put me up against a girl. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, this girl is like half my size. She's in the contest. Man, I can't. I had to back out. It wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't what I wanted to go in there and be like, you got a problem? I'm taking you down. You know, that was it. Not some girl. Come on. I was 250 pounds and I was, you know, in healthiness, you know, and this poor 160 pound girl was up against me. It was stupid. This was dumb, you know. Yeah, she may have had some moves or something or whatever, and may have knocked me down. But trust me, if I'd have got a hold of her, because I've learned many years ago, there's somebody with nunchucks, somebody with a knife, somebody with whatever, you run at them and you hit them with your 300 pounds body. They're going to the ground and you have control of them. You are on them. You get hit once. You back off and you're, you know, ow, ow, stop, ow, ow, ow. And you're backing away. You're getting hit 10, 20 times, okay? I run at everybody. I take them down. They get hit with my weight. They're going down. And this poor girl had no chance. Trust me on this. And I just couldn't see it. This was stupid to me. So I backed out of the contest and I left. You know, I did not show up and I just left. It was stupid. How am I going to fight 160-pound girls? I'm over 250 pounds. And at that time, I was in shape. You know, this is 30 years later. I'm 330 pounds, 320 pounds. And I'm not in shape, but I'll still mess that girl up. Oh, shit.
Good question here. I lost it.
Any more good comments?
Here we go. Tanya Dugstad says, can you use aquarium salt on scaleless koi? Of course you
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Yes. Scale and scaleless will not matter when it comes to salt. That only matters when it comes to like certain
It
types of
may
medication.
irritate them a touch, but nothing detrimental. Use it. It's the measures of goodness outweigh the measures of irritability. Okay.
Is there any crazy cool fish you guys want but don't have yet? There's a bunch, but they're illegal. Like the Mekong cat. That'd be sweet. Or the European whales. Snakeheads.
Janie, he's hidden from the channel. Don't worry. It's done and over with. He's a douche and he's gone. Yeah, I said douche, guys. I'm sorry.
Hillbilly Aquatic, $3, and he sent a avocado giving a thumbs up.
No, it looks like Hoover.
It looks like Bigrich.
That's
me.
With his headband on.
Tanya Dugstad again, $5. Says, can you use aquarium salt with scaleless
Of
core?
course.
I thought we
course.
just answered that, but yes, of course you can.
It may irritate them a little bit, but the medical effects from it far outweighs it. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of irritability. Like if you were, I don't know, in a room and people were smoking and you don't smoke, that's irritability. You know, yuck. You don't like it. But being in that room and the amount of power coming from that room healed you, you put up with the irritability. The same thing with the salt. It's not going to hurt anybody. It may irritate a little bit the scaleless fish, but the amounts of medical goodness comes from it outweighs it big time.
And then if you need to know the dosage on the salt, I do 1 cup per 160 gallons. So take with that and do with it what you will. Not sure what size tank or pond you have, but you should be able to convert that.
OBG Foster, my dude. He says douche means shower, the cleanest word ever. It's not what it means here in America. But thank you. That's funny. Tanya, one of your messages got deleted. Janie's sorry. She's trying to uncover it, but she can't. So it wasn't meant for her. She didn't mean to delete your message.
1 tablespoon a gallon, that might be for a bath, but not a tank treatment.
A bath is different than tank treatments. A bath is something you take your fish out of and you put it into this bath, and then when the fish starts falling on its side or you see any lethargic action, you take it out of the bath and put it back into here. It's a much more medicated dose, but it's not good for the fish. Now, if you just treat the tank, that's what Josh is talking about. We're talking 160
gallons for a cup.
For 1 cup, 160 gallons. Now it's like 3%. So it helps. It takes away, like parasites don't like it. Fungal disease die from it. There's a lot of good benefits of salt in the water. And it don't hurt the fish. But when you take a fish out and you put it in a bath and it's so much more concentrated, yes, it does kill the stuff on it. But the fish goes into stress, and then you got to take your fish back, lowering his normal stress levels and being more susceptible to many more diseases.
There we go. We got our girl Ange, $10.
Ange is back. Ange, you ain't got to always donate. I mean, you can be here and just talk to us. We'd love you being here. Stop donating.
He said late, but love you.
We love you too, girl.
And Raheem says, is salt good for planted tank? Salt will wreak havoc and kill all your plants.
We killed all of our plants first time we tried. Salting is good for your tanks. Salt's great for your tanks. Salt's great for your fish. Not so good for plants. Our plants, they took its toll and it died. We learned this that was 20 years ago.
So if you have a planted tank, your best bet is a salt bath. Take the fish out, put them in a bath.
Or a salt tank, put the fish in its own water in another tank, and then add salt to that. Leave him in there for a while until he's healed, and then put him back. The salt bath I do not recommend because it's just so harsh. We're talking how much per gallon? Tablespoon a gallon. Tablespoon a gallon as opposed to 1 cup for 160 gallons. Okay. It's just so much more harsh the other way. And you know what? It opens up the door to other diseases, because when you put your fish through that kind of harshness, now they're normal. What's that called? When you fight off things, their normal immune system is lowered because you just had them in a salt bath, and now they break out with ick when you put them back into your tank. So it's not always great to do a salt bath. It is very dangerous to do a salt bath. But if you have to, you can. I don't recommend that. I recommend doing what Josh does, 160 gallons per 1 cup. And you can put it in there with fish with no scales, and it's just fine. And it kills off a lot of different diseases without putting your fish in stress.
JF says, has Oilfire ever had to medicate their whole system before? What was it with, and how much did it cost?
Our first thing was salt. We're like, salt will cure it. We medicated our whole system, and we killed all of our plants.
But in real terms, we've had to do it multiple times. I mean, we've done it with broad spectrum disease treatment by microbe lift. That's
I love that stuff.
$60 for a gallon. That treats
I love that.
50,000 gallons or so. So that was a couple $100 that time. One time we had to treat it all with potassium permanganate when we had a breakout of septicemia in every tank.
The problem with that was it did good. It killed everything. But we lost 2 rays because potassium permanganate takes out the oxygen in the water. So you got to turn up your oxygen in every single tank you dose it in to keep your fish alive. We did not know that. It did not say that on the bottle. We learned this. You know what I'm saying? We paid a hard price because 2 of our rays that were like $1,200 to $1,500 a piece, high quality rays, died when we used this medication. So be careful with this medication.
I just used it the other night in quarantine.
I know, but I'm telling them not to do what we did.
I'm just saying, don't be scared of it, though. You know, just
no, be scared of it. Take the precautions. We lost 2 of our breeder rays because we did not know. Why should you guys pay and lose your specialty fish because you did not know? We're here to tell you. Take caution. Put extra pumps in every single tank if you're going to use, say it, Josh.
Potassium permanganate?
Thank you.
In short, PP.
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 If you're going to use PP in your water.
I actually poured some potassium permanganate in the bathing water of the tortoises because they like to go in there and poop and pee, and it sometimes has a little smell to it if it stops draining through.
It definitely kills all bacteria.
I poured the PP in there, and it kills all living bacteria, and that's why the water department uses it to clean your drinking water.
But the water department nor our turtles have fish living in that water. The PP takes the oxygen out of the water. Trust me on this. You got to have extra oxygen if you're going to use this. Now, people swear by this across the internet. Look up PP, potassium permanganate. But the problem is it takes the air out of the water. So you have to take precautions for that. We did not know that, nor was we warned ahead of time. We lost a $1,500 baby, which was about 12 inches, and an 18-inch female that was almost ready to start producing. There was another $1,500. We lost them both to this medication.
Brittany Ziblis, $10, says, how's the new saltwater tank coming, Bigrich? Also, if you could have chose a wrestler name for yourself, what would it be?
Big Sexy. You just got your ass beat by Big Sexy. How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm going to twist and turn.
And yes, the saltwater.
I love the Ultimate Warrior. I thought he was like to die for. I wanted to be like him. He beat Hulk Hogan, which was a foot taller than him. I wanted to be, when I was young, the Ultimate Warrior. I've never had the build of the Ultimate Warrior. I never had that body, but man, I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it. I never turned out to be that way. Now I'm old and fat.
And yes,
Yeah. Todd Williams says, too late.
and yes, the new salt tank is coming along. You got the rocket in it today, so they should be working on the filtration next and setting up all the different modules and components. Then it's got to cycle.
Okay, Colin Stevenson says, I am under the belief scaleless fish don't like salt. It's not their favorite, but it does not do harm to them. He says he uses a 55-watt UV sterilizer. A lot of people have bigger tanks, like say a 300 or a 500 gallon. Now you're going to need a 1,000-watt UV sterilizer. Have you priced them? So it's not practical for everybody to have a UV sterilizer. And then once a year, you have to change the bulbs every year, or it's useless. You're running your UV sterilizer for 7 years. Well, for 6 of those years, it's not doing no damage. It's not taking Josh, help me with the word.
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm reading comments. What are you looking for?
It's so great to me. So for 6 years, it's not killing, the pathogens. It's not killing protozoas. It's not. It's just you're passing water through this unit. You have to change the bulb every year. So salt works. Salt's cheap. Salt's easy. And, if a fish is a little bit discomforted, that's fine. They don't die from oversalting. You know what I'm saying? So it may itch their skin. But
Tim Childs says this might be a stupid question, but what type of salt do you use? Is it a special type or normal salt?
just aquarium salt.
Yeah, you can use aquarium salt, but that can also be expensive. What I do here...
Wait. This is what we do, and we do not condone this, but go ahead, Josh.
Don't condone it. I do. I go up to Home Depot, where you go into, your water softeners, and you get the bag that says 100% natural salt. It's the same thing.
I thought you were going to say the Morton.
Oh, no.
The Morton non-iodized you can use, which is $1 a can.
In a pinch if you don't have.
Yes.
But
now my son works for the water department, and this is what they use down there. So listen to him. He knows what he speaks of.
Home Depot, Lowe's, any of your DIY stores will have water softeners, and they'll sell 40, 50-pound bags of salt for $4, $5, $10, depending on.
Can't beat the price.
And that'll last a normal fish keeper, 5 years. It last us, couple treatments, but that's all right. It's cheap. But you have to make sure it's 100% natural. You can't get the stuff with added softeners or any chemicals in it. It's usually the yellow bag, and it'll say right on it, 100% natural salt crystals.
Right.
And no matter if it's salt from, aquarium salt from Home Depot, it's the dosage is the same. The only difference on it is the big crystals from Home Depot will be large, pebble-sized crystals, and some of the aquarium salt, it might be fine crystals. So when you're measuring it out, if you have the big crystals, you might want to do a heaping cup for 160, because there's all them gaps in between all them crystals that's not being
a lot of air left in between. You want to go to the door? People are here. That's probably the people who are supposed to be here before 4.
Supposed to be pizza. Somebody said on there too.
Tim Childs, that was your question. Sorry, we just answered that one. And there's also another type of salt people are mentioning, Epsom salt. That is only for
that is diuretic. A diuretic salt. That is for passing air oxygen problems. Like if your fish is swimming sideways or upside down or hanging at the top, you can try Epsom salt. I'm sorry, Josh. I did not mean to cut you off.
Used to it. It's all right.
You couldn't bite. Oh, someone sent us pizza. Look at this, Josh. Look at this.
Texted me, said your dad's ring just made Diesel lose his shit.
It's the same ring you got?
He goes bonkers.
Really? And the same ring?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. Who sent us pizza, guys? Who sent us pizza?
It was on there. Somebody said that, hey, that pizza might be there.
Isn't that amazing that somebody watching us from across the world can order pizza for us and it'll be here during the show. That's crazy to me. That's amazing. I got to go back and find out who it was. Oh, Samantha Norland says that's a stripper named Bigrich. That has to be my big sexy.
Airtime, he says, have you ever had to euthanize a fish, and what would the reasons to do? I've only done it one time and never again.
Actually, it's been 40 years of raising fish. You've been around. We've euthanized one time, and that was because he got
cancerous tumor.
Yeah, it was too far gone. There was nothing we could do about it, and we felt the only thing we can do for this fish is to put him out of his misery. And it was...
He was a catfish, and imagine if my fist is his face, this tumor was about this big sticking off the side of his eye. It already...
And he could not open or close his mouth no more. Yeah. It was hard. We had to feed him. This fish was better off just going to sleep, you know?
I even went as far as taking him out, and I tried cutting the tumor, because you can have two different types of tumors in the fish. One, if it's hard and you can't cut it into it, there's no hope in saving it. But if it's soft, you could, operate on it and dig it out, and there might be a chance. So I tried operating on it, and it just did not happen. But
here's all the way down.
Got pizza.
We ended up using clove oil, and basically, in theory, if you dose it right, they're supposed to just go to sleep.
Did you get
and everyone talks about how great it is. I will never use it again. I went with the recommended dosage online, and this was a violent, terrible thing to watch. I'll never do it again.
Really? Clove oil?
That was terrible, yes.
Usually they just fall over and go to sleep.
Supposed to.
Okay. Neeson 98 says, did you get the Papa John's pizza get there yet, boys? They may have left it on the front porch. So this pizza is from Neeson 98. I tell you what, this looks good.
It actually is good, and it's still hot. The guy rang the bell.
Josh, that's good. We gotta get you some.
Thank you.
Well, the proper...
Thank you.
Well, thank you. The proper etiquette would not be eating that while you're talking to people on the live stream.
I'm so hungry. And, wow, that's some like hot sauce on there or something.
Buffalo chicken pizza, my friend.
It's a little spicy. Oh my goodness. Oh, my mouth is watering. I can't stop it. Oh, thank you. Woo. I thought it was cheese pizza. I'm jumping into it.
Raheem's asking if there's any specific brand of salt. No, I mean at my local Home Depot, it's also crystal salt or something like that, but the brand does not matter as long as it's 100% natural.
Tell them the department.
It's different at every Home Depot. Sometimes it's right up by the doors in front, and it's going to be right as you walk in. Sometimes it'll be back by the dishwashers. That's where the water softeners are. Sometimes it'll be just in a random aisle by yourself. So if you can't find it, ask somebody where the water softener stuff is.
That's the department. Water softener, salt. That's what you do.
Sometimes it's by the garbage disposals. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
JF says OFR pizza mukbang.
What's that?
Do you know what a mukbang is?
No.
Have you ever seen the videos of guys eating soup and they're just like, and you're chewing? It's a mukbang.
Oh, that all sounds horrible to me.
That's a mukbang. You just gave them a mukbang.
I did not. I made no noises. I said,
You said, oh.
No, it was hot. It was spicy. No, I thought it was cheese pizza, and it turns out to be this spicy stuff that I'm.
Did you see what's amazing?
Oh,
That's fun.
We got Rob shilling $2. He said hashtag ponds are us, Southwest Florida. Don't know what that means, but
because in Florida you can have ponds for every kind of fish. Oh,
Don't be shy, Rich. It's not hot.
if I'd have known it was a little spicy, it'd have been different. I started eating that like it was cheese. I did not expect it to be spicy.
JF's asking if your system inside is connected to the koi pond outside. No, it's not.
No,
But the roof of the deck, all that rainwater and the snow that melts off there does go through the gutter, and that is pumped into the pond. Or gravity fed into the pond.
right. When it comes down the drain, it goes into the pond. Then it overflows the pond and goes out the other side.
We got Terry Time Otis and Bettis, $20. Says Josh, please put your Amazon wish list in the chat. I did before, but I can do it again for you. That's not the problem. Oh,
That pepper was good.
hey, I'm just telling you guys, Neeson, that was a great gesture, sending these, poor old men some food so that they can have some good food for the night. But I'm getting 2 separate mukbangs in my ear.
Oh, you stop it.
Me's back here munching away.
Means not stop. And then when he eats, he's like this. He's like, I hear it all the time. I'm like, or Hoover, why do you do that? He goes, because it's good.
All right, there you go, Terry. I just put it in the chat again for you. OBG Foster says, I think Josh looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, the zombie killer. Oh my
So,
goodness.
you know what? I committed to the beard and I used to cut it underneath my chin. Now I'm letting
It used to
grow
be a
in the
chin
neck.
strap. Looked like he came from the Amish. It was like straight down and straight around. I'm like, dude, you are not Amish. Stop it. Oh my goodness.
Brittany Ziblis, $5. She said, OFR ASMR / mukbang now trending worldwide. Hashtag Smee. Sue Ann said, I will never look at cheese pizza the same.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, since I haven't been here in a minute, but I see y'all are still wonderful, entertaining folks.
Do you see that? Stephen Machin says the pizza's too spicy, but he eats a jalapeno. I just ate a jalapeno,
That is
pepper.
not a jalapeno. That
You
is
shush
pepper
and stop
racine.
ruining my thing. That's good. Look, I thought the pizza was cheese and the pizza was hot. I ate the pepper thinking I know it's hot and I like it. But I didn't expect that pizza to be so hot. That's like got red like
Got like hot sauce on it. It tastes pretty
something.
good. I like it.
It gets you right here on the sides of your tongue. It's hot.
It's got a little zing to it, but it's all right.
It's a little zing.
Fat guys like hot shit.
Fat guys like hot shit. Okay, so he likes it. Ouch.
OBG Foster says, hey, we need to hear how good that pizza is because we can't smell it.
Well, I thought everyone could hear it from the mukbang gang. Oh my goodness. Oh, my butt hurts.
Ben Austin says, what's the best way to get rid of nitrates? Mine are high even after a water change. So what that's either telling me is A, you have nitrates in
Coming
the
out
water.
your main water.
So I would test your tap water and see if there's nitrates in there. If you do, then you have a problem in that. But if it's just in the tank, your saturations of nitrates are probably so high that they're actually off the chart. I've seen this happen before. You know, your nitrate chart maxes out at about 160. And if it's anything above that, then it won't register and tell you what it is. So I've seen people that, you know, it's registered at 160. I told them to do a 90% water change. Get as much water out of it as possible. They filled it back up, did a test again, and it was still 160. So what that's telling you is those concentrations.
It was like 800.
Right, to where you're changing 90% of the water, diluting it with clean to still have that high of nitrates. Other than water changes, the only thing you can do is add plants. You know, there's medications at the store that says they remove nitrates, and that's just not true. All they do is detoxify them. So it's not as harmful for the fish, but they're still in the water.
All right. Deeks1 says, keep the sulcatas dry. They're in sand. We had a problem where they were kept going into the water and pulling the hose out that was flowing water down and then overflowing out. We stopped that. So now we got the hose going down next to the thing, and they only get water from what we put in there. It's no longer soaking the sand. They're doing good. So, you know, we tried to incorporate it into our exhausting water on the way out. Did not work out. They are little pricks.
Vikes fan says Hoover is vacuuming that pizza.
Good stuff.
Shmee!
He said Josh has a chin merkin. What's a chin merkin? I don't know what that is. I have to look that one up on the internet. Don't know what that is.
That was good. I'm satisfied. I'm ready to go to bed now. I'm full.
Ben Austin says, thank you. I did test my tap water and I had nitrates in it.
See?
So yeah, the only thing you can do with that at this point
is keep the nitrates as low as possible. Add a whole bunch of plants and plant lights above your tank and let them plants grow. You know, like pothos or something. It'll grow uncontrollably and eat all the nitrates out of the water.
Well, whoever said don't look up that word I just said, thank you. I probably wasn't going to look it up anyways. Now I know not to. OBG Foster said distilled water. You could go buy water from the store, but that would get very, very pricey. You know, you're paying a buck a gallon at that point.
See, our thing was we have water going into the 3,000 and water coming out at the same time. We cut the line on the water going out and ran it into the turtle water container, and then we had a overflow of the turtle water container. Well, the problem was the turtles kept putting their Mazzari turtle food in there, and it would plug up the hole going in there. And now it would overflow and soak all of their sand and then all of our carpet. They would just keep flowing until we noticed it and fixed it. So we tried putting a screen over that, and then the turtles would go in there and they'd move, and this whole hose would come out of our turtle tank, you know, the water holder, and into the sand. So we had to stop it altogether. It just wasn't practical. Great idea, but the turtles weren't having it.
I will say this is the best crust I've had on a Papa John's.
It's pretty good crust. I've never liked Papa John's crust before because it always tastes like cardboard. But I'm telling you, they've upped their game. They did. That's pretty good.
Do you guys think you have more chicklets in the monster pool than in the Bellagio?
I would say the monster pool.
Mm-hmm.
And that we haven't put any in there. Them are all babies that have grown out, and it's a whole ecosystem. So, you know, they're doing good in there.
Could you share your treatment for ick again, please?
My treatment for ick is turn the water up to 87 degrees, Okay, here's the life cycle of an ick. 10 days. You put the methylate blue in there, and then the fish or the spores, not the spores, the actual parasite that digs into your fish is a white spot. That's what you see as a piece of salt. That is a parasite that digs into your fish's side. Now, it lives for up to 10 days, and then it releases 1 million spores. Microscopic, you can't see it, and they're in the water. They land on everything else. This is why ick is so hard to kill. Now, if you bring that water temperature up to 86 or higher, I always do 87. 87 for 5 days, because the warmer the water, the faster the life cycle. That one ick that is on your fish now don't live 10 days. He only lives 4 days. And then he releases his spores. Well, when the water's that warm, when he releases his spores and he dies off of your fish, all of his spores die because they cannot live in that warm of water. So you bring it up to 87 for 5 to 7 days, and you have eradicated all ick without turning any of your stuff blue. Don't use the methylate blue. These are all more gimmicks that the pet stores use.
Methylene blue, and that's for fungus. You're thinking of the formalin and malachite green.
Right. Don't use that because it'll turn all of your silicone blue. It'll turn your air hoses blue. And, yeah, it will kill the ick, but you can kill the ick with just temperature. 87 degrees for 10 days, you have wiped out every ick around, period. That's
People
all
are
it
asking if salt helps with ick. It does not kill them, but what it does is thickens the slime coat on your fish, that it's harder for free-floating parasites to embed.
Free-floating, what are they called?
Spores.
Spores to lock on
Exactly.
and be able to dig in through the slime layer. So salt helps, yes.
For those of you asking, the second pizza is pepperoni.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, we should have been eating that first.
Here, take that piece and stick it over on there. I'll get ready
There you
to
go.
lock because I got to go get a drink.
We'll stay. We got three more minutes on the stream.
All right.
Cody Foster Duncan says, I'm making my first saltwater tank going small. What's the best stocking ideas for a 2.5 gallon? Shrimp, I would say. You can maybe get like a smaller damsel in there that'll max out at, an inch or so. Not to be mistaken for like the blue damsels that get like 4 inches. But, there's not really too much you can do with the net and the nano side. But, the crustaceans and stuff, there's lots of different small little critters you can put in that tank.
Michael A says, Josh, apparently a merklin is a hairpiece intended for the public area, so that's no
Pubic.
compliment. Pubic area? Oh, yeah, pubic area. My bad. I read that all wrong.
I lost it. Oh, Greg Jones says, Josh, congrats on the engagement and the bun in the oven. Thanks, bud.
Very nice, very nice.
And just so you know, this is all natural, guys. It's soft. It smells like Pantene.
You got stuck on Pantene from growing up with your dads.
I use whatever my girl has in the shower at the
You
time.
stop it.
Dude, she put this purple stuff in my beard, and it smells amazing. It's like this purple shampoo. I don't know what the hell it's called, but it smells better than Pantene. It's a type of conditioner.
What is it?
It's a conditioner. I don't know. I can tell you the name when I get home, but I don't know off the top of my head. All right, let's get one more question. We'll get a few. OBG5 says, are the monster pond chicklets big enough to have babies on their own now? They've been breeding for a year and a half now. What would you do for general hardness going off the charts? Add crushed coral. That's what I would do. I would add it in the bottom of your sump, or put it in a media bag and put it in your filter somewhere. But that will naturally, no, that's pH I'm thinking of. He said
Right.
hardness.
Right.
That's kind of a hard question to answer without knowing like your GH, your KH.
Salt will cure the hardest too. I mean, you got so many different parameters.
Right.
We need to know his, existing parameters to tell him what to use and how much to use of each, thing.
If you make a post in our Facebook, we will be more than happy.
We'll help you
to
out there.
elaborate.
Yes, for sure.
All right. One more question. Let's find a good one. We're gonna end it here for the night. Where's it at? Where's it at?
How do you get rid of tannins from driftwood? Well, you pressure wash it for sure.
Is the shampoo called Shimmering Lights? I think it might be. But all right, you guys got another question. I gotta find a good fish question. All right, last one just posted says, do you know how to breed Detonoid fish? All the stuff online is secretive and
It's not
Mandarin.
really secretive. There's not very much known about their breeding, system.
But yes, there are people over in mainly Asia that are getting them to do breed. I don't know the secrets of it, but I do know they are possible to breed. So I wish I could help you out.
We haven't bred them here.
So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and call this a night. We thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with us. And Neeson
We
for
always have
donating
fun
the
with you.
pizza. I said, and Neeson for donating the pizza.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
It's
so much.
So good. Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, we will catch you next week on yet another episode. As always, stay fishy, my friends.
Love you guys.